In fact, Sophie may have discovered the secret to the prince's plot armor. Sophie, the mana observer, is a 3-star wind staff who arrived at the Halidom pretty early on to study the strange mana in the area, and of course was invited right into the Halidom after finding the location to be the source. After studying the Halidom for a while and also trying to teach the prince how magic works, Sophie discovered that the chaotic flow of mana was actually semi-stable, and from her own personal theory is the souls of the departed gathering to assist those at the Halidom. In fact, Sophie may have discovered the secret to the prince's plot armor. It turns out that it's probably just the soul of someone who died hanging around and protecting him, so that's nifty. While studying and helping balance the Halidom's mana is her main goal, Sophie is still tutoring the prince in mana and magic, and as such needs to venture out onto the battlefield from time to time. Versed in the art of mana and one of its only viable channeling tools, Sophie can create small but ultimately deadly balls of magic that attempt to follow their targets to defend herself on the battlefield, or a dangerous research environment. And if things get really bad or really linear, she can move to safety as she channels a large amount of mana into a death laser to knock her opponents away. As you play Sophie, make sure to be aware of the condition of the surrounding mana at all times as to not be taken by surprise if your skills or abilities stop working. It may be wise to stop and inspect the surrounding area from time to time. In addition to her non-novel attack patterns, Sophie also follows suit in being a staff-wielding healing unit. To an extent, her first skill, Aspen Balm, controls the mana around her allies into a regenerative state, absorbing into them instantaneously and curing them of wounds. In fact, Sophie's knowledge of mana makes this process quite potent, and in teaching it to the other residents of the Halidom has helped them improve too. But just as Sophie says winds carry mana, mana can also move the wind. Quite violently in fact, and with her second skill she can whip up an angry gale to protect her from surrounding troubledoers, and with enough practice, poison them too. Sophie also apparently has mana armor from some passed on soul protecting her from freeze as well, but it's unfortunately going to need some eld water infused into it to be more than mostly reliable. Oh, and Sophie has also been picking up on all the underhanded poison tactics being used around the Halidom these days, and has managed to use her research to turn poison into deadly weapon precision, somehow. Having been at the Halidom for so long, it makes sense that Sophie started off with an outdated Staff of Life, but it's the staff she's comfortable with, so she continues using it to the day. She's also been chatting with dragons a lot about mana. Pang Lai helped defend a mana fount once, but Mercury is really a wealth of knowledge on the matter. Speaking of mana founts, they're a really good source of study, so Sophie should really be hitting the books about them. Now, as far as further research and techniques, as I didn't mention, dragons are very closely tied to mana, so Sophie could probably learn more about it by trying to use the Dragon Claw skill. Also, Sophie can rest assured that she's mastered the control of mana when she can channel it into its purest form, Ancient Ray. Sophie will probably get a lot farther in her research if she has some help in the matter. Nicholas is also studying magic, and as a student can probably fit right in with Sophie's teacher personality. Maribel's also pretty sensitive to mana and has also started schooling. Also, I know Zania is doing some research as well. Wait, what do you mean she's in the middle of something? Look, Sophie needs to get this research done. I don't care what she's in the middle of, get her on the team. In summary, Sophie is a researcher who specializes in the study of mana, but not in the study of how to use it. While she aims to channel it for healing, she falls a bit short of other wind staffs who channel something a little more occult. Or the children who are just, naturally gifted, so